I'm Mac McCarty, bringing you another episode of the Rough and Tumble channel. Certainly hope you're enjoying these stories as much as I enjoy sharing them with you. A real privilege to be able to preserve this history and about a lot of people that I knew. And so many of them are gone, and the one in this story that's with me, he's gone. And but I remember and appreciate the things that we did out in the oil field. It was really quite a hoot out there, as well as tough, a lot of tough days. But this one goes back when I was apprentice, young fella, and this old boy had a nickname of Killer. And they had set Killer and I out on this lease out toward the river bottoms. And this was not quite down in the river bottom. It was sort of up on the higher ground right beside this farm there. And I mean, this was a small farm, and they had pigs and chickens and ducks and goats, cows, horses, sheep, goats. I guess just about every kind of critter you could think of. And it seemed like they were all just running loose there, but I think some of them surely were penned up. I don't know, but I remember a lot of loose animals right there. And the location that we were going to take power to, this was a well that had been on, not pumping. It had been drilled. It had been there probably 40 years. You just opened the valve on the wellhead, and that oil would free flow out. You didn't have to pump it. And that's the way it was for many, many decades. And so our job was we were going to have to cut a bunch of trees, a bunch of saplings and things, and regular trees, and build a right-of-way to build a lateral, 480-volt three-phase lateral in here to this well that was right here on this farm. And so we pulled up there, got out of the truck, sort of down below the house there, and sort of a pasture, and got out, and we were walking down through the woods. It's probably 150, 200 yards down to the woods, where we were going to have to cut a bunch of trees and build this lateral. And we went down there to, look it over, to survey it, and not literal surveying, but, look it over and see what we needed, what trees had to be cut, and get ready to do this job so we can get three-phase there so they could put this well on the pump. And we walked down through there. Now, folks, if you're not used to East Texas in the summertime, when you're walking down through those woods, you're looking for copperheads. And if it's bottomland, you're looking for cottonmouths and things like that. There's all kind of things out there. There's hornets, there's wasps, there's yellow jackets in the ground. And so you better keep your wits about you. Well, anyway, as we walked down through here, we checked it all out. And as we came back from the woods and getting ready to come into the clearing where we could see the truck up there about 150 yards away, you're not going to believe what we saw. You see, us old country boys had forgot to shut the doors on that truck. They were sitting there wide open. Now, Killer was a character. He had a big old bag. I think it was like 4 rows of Oreo cookies sitting on the dash. He loved Oreo cookies. Who don't? And that package had never been opened. Well, and right beside it was a sandwich bag with a big old hunk of cheese, cheddar cheese. Killer liked to set that stuff up on the dash in that plastic bag, that sun to come through that windshield and soften it up, and he liked to eat his cheese like that. So there they were, sitting up on the dash, and in the front seat of that truck was standing 2 goats, eating those Oreos off of that dash. Yes, sir, they were eating. So we start taking off up through there. Too late. Time we got up there wasn't an Oreo cookie left, nor the package. It was gone. And them goats was enjoying themselves, and they was eating up that cheese and the package, and the little bit of paperwork and stuff he had sitting up on the dash. They was eating everything. They were cleaning up the dash. I guess they were automotive detailers. At any rate, what a surprise, old Killer. He didn't have much lunch left that day. Luckily, mine was in some kind of a container that they couldn't get into. So I had some. I probably had to share lunch that day with Killer. But anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this story. You never know what you're going to run into out in the oil patch. It's just a regular hoot. If you would, I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe. Just remember, it doesn't cost to subscribe. There's no obligation. This is to share our heritage, these stories. Killer's gone. A lot of the people I work with are gone. I don't know how much longer I'll be in this old world, but while I'm here, I'm taking this opportunity to share some of this with you. Hope it brightens your day a little bit. In the meantime, I'm Mac McCarty saying so long from the Rough and Tumble channel.